And that's only for conventional loans. Now, we do have property requirements at CalHFA. They're very few, but these are requirements that you need to keep into consideration. Um, CalHFA at this time will only lend on a one unit property. So that's either a single family residence, it could be a condo, a townhouse, but it cannot be identified as 2 to 4 units. We're not there yet. So keep that in mind. But we will allow that single family residence to have an accessory dwelling unit. It could have a granny flat unit. It just, when the appraiser goes out to appraise the property, they have to identify that property as a one unit property. Anytime the appraiser mentions that that accessory dwelling unit it has its own address or has its own address, whether it be B, known as having a symbol as B, or a half address, that will make that property a 2 unit, and our system isn't ready to um, accept uh, 2 unit properties at this time. Now, on a CalHFA program, you must make sure that all borrowers on the loan intend to occupy the home as their primary residence. We do not allow investment properties. We do not allow non-occupying co-borrowers or co-signers on our loan. All borrowers on the loan must live in the property, and they're the only ones that can take title to the property on a CalHFA program. We will allow manufactured homes, and I think that this is a great affordable option to home ownership. Just please make sure, if you are doing a manufactured home on our program, that it's on a permanent foundation and it's considered double wide. Now, with our program, we do require the client purchase a 1 year home warranty. And that can be something that's paid by the seller, the buyer, or the lender. We just need to make sure that that 1 year home warranty is there in purchase. And it only needs to be a basic 1 year home warranty that covers stove and oven, HVAC, and the hot water heater. But it's there to protect the client that first year of home ownership. We do waive the 1 year home warranty on new construction properties because, the builder has their own 1 year home warranty. So keep that in mind when utilizing our CalHFA program. Now, I talked about our programs, I talked about our requirements. So how do you, as a broker, what do you need to know? How do you submit the loan to CalHFA? Well, as a broker, you're simply going to originate this loan just like how you would originate any other program. You're going with a CalHFA program. I want to make sure that you are collecting and having your clients sign our specific forms that we require. The first form is our borrower affidavit form, and your client is simply just attesting that they meet our first-time home buyer rules, that they're going to occupy the property, and they will have a 1 year home warranty. This is a form that you're going to have all borrowers on the loan sign. It could be e-signed or wet signed, but it just has to be completed and in the file. And you want to make sure you're using the most current form when you get that signed. Our next form is our state reporting disclosure. This is completely informational. They're signing the form, asking a few questions, answering a few questions. They can answer or decline to answer the questions on our state reporting disclosure. And then we also have our ZIP interest rate disclosure. This is just acknowledging that that zip loan, it is a loan. That zip lien, it is a loan. It's not a grant, and they only can use the funds on that program to cover closing costs. These forms can all be e-signed or wet signed, but they have to be in the file. So you want to make sure you're collecting that early in the process, especially after you've identified a property that the client will purchase. But you're simply going to follow our submission checklist. That our checklist is housed on our website. Take a look at that form so that you know what items we need in order to approve the loan so that the loan can, so that docs can be sent to title. Take a look at that checklist. But what happens is, as you're collecting all these conditions and getting the client pre-approved, you are not submitting the file to CalHFA. You as a broker, you're going to submit the file to an approved CalHFA lender who offers our programs wholesale to mortgage brokers. That's how you have access to our programs. So it's like a third party. You don't have contact with CalHFA, but we're always here to help. I'm always here to help. I'm always here to help answer any questions that I can to help better serve you. But you're submitting that file to a CalHFA approved lender, and I can tell you now, we have close to 25 approved wholesale lenders, and we'll take a look at that in the next few slides. But you're submitting the file to them, and they in turn they'll do the underwriting on the file, make sure everything is in compliant and you're meeting our guidelines, and then they submit to CalHFA for that compliance review. I'll talk about turn times a little later. Our turn times are great, I think, because, people think that you're submitting this file to a government agency, your file's going to get lost in the sauce, you're not going to know anything, you're not going to have any information of where your file is going to be stuck in la la land, and that's just not the case. Our team is very dedicated, efficient, and they're reviewing these files quickly as possible. I tell all folks to add at least 3 to 5 business days on their normal origination process. But I know today, as of today, our current turn time, we're within about 24 to 48 hours with getting an approval issued on for the compliance review. But I'm always, trying to, add more time, just so you can prepare because things happen. And you want to make sure that you're able to communicate effective timelines and meeting your close of escrow on all transactions. You can close these loans within 30 days. So don't think that this is like a 50-day closing that's going to take place because you're having to submit or the file's being submitted to CalHFA. We're not doing a re-underwrite of the file. We're only looking at a few compliance items, such as first-time home buyer definition, making sure our forms are in the file, and making sure the income limits are within our program requirement. But we are not looking at paycheck stubs. We're not looking at tax returns. It's a simplistic list of items that we check for. But our next slide is our website. So a lot of great information on our website. Again, guys, at the top of the page, you'll see this arrow here. I don't know if you see my arrow gauging at the envelope icon at the top of the page. Please take time to sign up for e-news alerts. We release a great information. It's not overwhelming. I even have alerts coming to my cell phone as well as my email address. Please make sure that you sign up for e-news alerts.